So this is my S1 Mark II. It does not have a cage on it currently. I need to put a cage on there, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on the S1 Mark II so far after like 6 months of use. I own quite a few Lumix cameras at this point. I've got a GH7, I've got a S5, S5 Mark II, S5iix, S9. I'm in the ecosystem, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I like the cameras quite a bit. So much so, this camera that I'm recording on right now is a A7S Mark II from Sony, and I haven't really used it in like 6 months. It's like the first time using this camera because normally my S1 Mark II would be my A cam or face cam. And I want to put a cage on there. Yeah, this video is not sponsored by Small Rig. This is a new channel, so of course it's not getting any sponsorships. When I first got the S1 Mark II, I was actually going to put this SSD clamp on there to be able to record directly to hard drives, obviously. And I haven't done it yet because it requires a cage to be on there. So I put it off for months and months and months. Basically, how I've been using it is like, I've been plugging this in and just letting it dangle. It's really bad. Yeah. Don't do that. Not recommended. I mean, the thing is, I haven't had any issues with it, so that's kind of why I just let it go on for months and months and months. So anyways, I need to put a cage on there. And I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the S1 Mark II as of mid-2026, and also kind of kick off this channel as well. So first things first, I need to take off this lens. This is the 20-60. If anybody is curious about this camera and wondering whether or not the 20-60 is worth it, in my opinion, oh shoot, I need to make sure the sensor thing is down. You have to actually switch it to the off position to make sure the sensor cover kicks in. So now the blades are on there. Yeah. By the way, my overhead cam is an S5 Mark II in autofocus mode. So the 20-60, this is actually, in my opinion, a really good lens. You know, it's a kit lens, and I think like when you first get into photography or videography, you might be like, kit lens, I'm sure there's better lenses, and there is, obviously, there's definitely better lenses, but for what this guy does, it's actually incredible for just a utility lens going from 20mm to the 60mm, which is actually equivalent what these cameras are doing. This is the Luna Ultra. This has got a 20mm lens and a 60mm lens, and same thing with that Pocket 4 Pro that has in some sort of release limbo. Anyways, if you are considering one of these cameras and you're thinking like, is the 20-60 even worth getting? In my opinion, it's a fantastic utility lens. So I would be sad if I didn't have it, and I actually have two of them. This one that's above is currently recording with the S5 Mark II. So yeah, this S1 Mark II has been fantastic. I actually like it a lot. I did not experience any of the overheating issues that a lot of people were complaining about initially. Obviously, firmware has been updated and fixed quite a bit of that stuff as well. This has mostly been in the studio type of stuff, so I haven't really had like crazy heat waves to experience with it. Box cutter here. Picture quality on it has been fantastic. I've had absolutely zero complaints with that. But I will say though, the S5 Mark II and the S5iix are also fantastic. So much so that I was not entirely sure if I actually was going to keep the one Mark II, because it was like, I'm not sure if it's worth it. You know, it's like the picture quality on the previous cameras are so good. For my needs, I'm not really sure if I was actually going to truly need the upgrade on there. I did find one thing though that actually has made a serious difference. Okay, now recently, actually not recently, maybe 6 months, around the same time that I actually got the S1 Mark II, I invested in a set of Blazar anamorphic lenses. This is the 50mm right here. These lenses are a lot of fun, very cool. They can be kind of annoying to use because, you know, it's manual focus and all that stuff. You've got to be a true cinematographer to kind of want to get into that stuff. Not that I am a true cinematographer, but the idea behind it is that you're definitely going to need to utilize that stuff. Did not come with any wrenches. I guess hopefully this works. Nope, it's too small. I have to find some wrenches. Maybe there's one in here actually. Let's see if this works. No, it's definitely too big. Okay, I have to go find a tool. I need to be able to unscrew that and that in order to put this on my camera. Ow! It's right here. Of course. It was sitting on the base this whole time. The tool to unscrew them. Okay, now we can get to it. So where was I? Yes, the S1 Mark II. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to keep it because it just is very similar to the S5 II and 2X. But the place where it really shined is the upgraded electronics. Obviously the picture quality is a little bit different. I think the resolution's a little bit different as well. That hasn't really made a difference in my workflow for multicam stuff, but like what has made a difference recently is when I'm using anamorphic lenses or manual focus lenses, or maybe if I need to like put the camera in a different spot and like check the picture, instead of plugging in an HDMI cable and getting a separate monitor and all that stuff, I switched to my phone. And I noticed with the external monitor capabilities over Wi-Fi with the S5 II and the S5 iix, it just doesn't feel as nice. It's like, it's not the most like convenient. So it's kind of laggy, kind of like stutters a bit here and there. It's just I find it where I'm like, I don't know if I want to actually use that consistently a lot for my use case. Is this on correctly? Yeah, there we go. Where's my screwdriver? There you are. But when you hook up the external monitor capability with Lumix Flow app with the S1 Mark II, it works significantly better. And I'm on the latest firmware. I'm also on an iPhone 17 Pro Max, so you know there's nothing on my phone that technically would be an issue with it. So the main differentiator is like the CPU that processes stuff inside the S1 Mark II versus the 2X or the S5 II. And honestly, I might consider swapping out my S5 II and my 2X for like another one of these, or possibly a 2E, because I think it has the upgraded processor as well. Because of that reason, specifically. That alone is enough of a game changer for me that I would want that ability, so I don't have to worry about the external monitor being laggy or have issues or just not be as nice. Oops, that's not working. What am I doing here? Oh, maybe I need to push it in. There we go. Nice. Now this one? I see it locks into this little loop. Kind of fiddly. If I had to take this thing off real quick, it would be a pain in the ass. Maybe I was supposed to put this on first? I don't know. At the same time, I don't even know if I really need to, because it's got 2 points secured. It's got this bottom, and right here, of course I would lose this if I didn't put it on here. I don't want to lose it. I also feel like this might be a major pain to get off if I wanted to take this off and it's on. Yeah, I'm not gonna put this on. I'm making an executive decision to skip it. I got this cage on sale as well. Also, I think there's a new one that's like twice the amount of money, so that's why I went with this cage, because it was only like 40 or 50 bucks. So yeah, I went with the cheaper one. So I would like to put this over here somehow. I need to be able to have the microphone be able to attach it to this comfortably. And then I'd like the hard drive. I don't want it to block things. Looks like it might block stuff if I do it that way. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I mean, maybe that's gonna be uncomfortable. Well, I think it's supposed to go over here, but I feel like it's gonna block a bunch of stuff that I'm not happy about. Alright, well, for now, I am gonna put it up here. For the time being. We'll see. So yeah, back to the discussion on this camera. I know some of you guys are probably going to be like, what about the autofocus? Like, isn't that significantly better? I mean, it is better, but I wouldn't say it's like you need to upgrade better. Maybe if you're doing interviews all the time, could be worth it. But like, I haven't found it to be so superior that I'm worried if I use the S5 Mark II or the 2X versus the S1 Mark II. Because I feel like that would be the real distinguisher right there. This cable is not going to work if I do it like that. Nope. I had to get a different cable. Let's see. So first things first, we need to lock this in. So this should clamp, I believe. Yeah, it clamps enough. And then we should be able to get another cable in here. That would work. This stretch, or would that be awkward? It's a bit on the tight side. Need a slightly longer cable. Okay, this should work. Like that. Clamp this down. And then this goes right here. Now, turn this on. Go back to USB drive, SSD. Yeah, 12 hours. I mean, it's so nice using these SSD drives. Like, it's the way to go, because this is a 2 terabyte drive. So I've already recorded a bunch of footage on there, and I still have 12 hours left, and I'm in the 6K open gate mode. So very nice, very nice to be able to use it like that. And now this way, I can actually have my mic attached on the top. I am blocking the headphone port and the additional mic. I didn't think about that. In order to plug in the mic, I'm gonna have to unplug this, plug it in, and then cram it in. Hopefully the cable isn't too fat right here. So I'm using the mic that I want to use right now on my A7S III. That's why I'm not putting it on at the moment. Yeah. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of using cages. So I know this whole video is about me talking about the S1 Mark II and like putting a cage on my S1 Mark II, but sometimes I just like a bare bones camera, and I want the bare bones camera to be as nice as possible, and like the S1 Mark II fits that category really well. It's just when you're using a SSD drive, it dangles and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So no perfect solution, is there, right? What we need is a 2 terabyte SSD baked into the camera. Now we're talking. So, thoughts on the S1 Mark II. I really like it. I think the electronics upgrade is one of the main reasons to actually jump to something like this. Because like the user functionality, like the ease of use, it just skyrockets in comparison. Obviously, it's a big upgrade across the board for a lot of stuff. You know, sensor technology and all that. But in real world use, from what I've seen from my own productions, and I'm like a content creator, from those productions, I still wouldn't mind just using the S5 Mark II or the 2X versus this. You know, it's like, it's not such a game changer where I feel like I have to swap those cameras out at some point. Using the external monitor app for anamorphics for catching focus and also like, you know, framing myself and filming myself, it does make a pretty big difference. I could still get by on the S5 Mark II and the 2X if I had to, but the convenience is so much nicer on the upgraded hardware. So, also color science wise, they blend really well with each other because I do a lot of multicam stuff. So oftentimes I'm using the S5 II and the S5 2X and the S1 Mark II here and the GH7, and I'm blending all those angles together with a lot of my multicam projects. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks for chilling. I'll see you next time for another one. Peace.